Well, hi there again. This is Dr. Mike signing in today, and I hope you've had a great day. And if you've not, why, it's going to be a good day for you. You decide, you choose, you make the effort to make the decision, and God will make sure He backs you up on this answer. So we've been talking about successful married couples do what, and we decided we're going to grade each other on this. And we gave you the points yesterday that we grade for great and for good and for mediocre and for bad. And I think a couple more actually. But anyway, today I want to kind of finish this subject because it's such an important subject that we understand being dependable. In other words, being faithful, dependent on one another's being that way. You know, wives have for years depended upon their husbands being the provider and their protector. The one with provision, the one that does the praying, and so on and so forth. But a lot of people really don't know that. And they're all trying to be independent and separate. But that never really works because God didn't build us that way. God built us literally to come together in oneness of accord, complementing each other. That's why some are male and some are female, because we need to be one to be complete. And so, to reiterate just briefly, to be faithful to one another, to do what God said for you as a husband, and what God said for you as a wife, or a mother, or a father, as it relates to your children, as it relates to one another. So, let's continue just for a moment. Wives depend upon their husband's encouragement. Well, you say, well, husbands like to be encouraged too. Well, of course they do. But first and foremost, God wants husbands to be the lead encourager. We today think that this chivalry is kind of dead. The other day, I remember going into a business office building. And as I got to the door, I noticed that there were two nice ladies behind me, so I held the door for them. Well, they turned around to me and walked ahead of me and said, "No man needs to hold the door for me," and walked right on. Well, now I could have been insulted for being nice and helpful, but I wasn't. All we need to do is to be faithful to what we know the truth is. But I can tell you this, many more times than a few, when I do this for people, I do this for women. And especially in doing it for my wife, she's very, very grateful that we do that. I haven't always done this, but I've gotten in the habit of opening the car door for her till she's seated. I've gotten in the habit of opening the door to come in our home together. And many times I get her seat. Every time I lead out in prayer over our meals. And generally speaking, I'm the one who leads in prayer every morning. So chivalry is not dead. And these things that we give as a servant of love one for another will always help to prosper and bless our marriages. And I really want you to believe that. However good your marriage is, if it is good, it can be better. If it's not good, it can be better and better and better all the time until you're just blessed to be together. So never forget this. God wants you to know what He thinks you're responsible for. Once again, let me reiterate that God wants husbands to be prayer warriors and prayer partners and providers and intercessors, to take the leadership. That's what man was built to do, to take the leadership. Not to be the disball, but to be kind in your leadership, to be loving in your leadership. Now, we'll go on tomorrow, but remember this. Being loving and kind will always cause your marriage to be a blessing. I hope you've heard this today. Now you grade what you think about this so far as your husband or your wife's concerned, and I think you'll be surprised. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.